Sandro, when we talked earlier, it was about you had a role where you're going to play every night. Mm-hmm. And are you getting used to that now and enjoying it and fitting into it a little bit
more? Getting used to it, I don't think I want to get used to it. I think I want to earn it, and I want to keep proving myself that I'm earning my minutes. You can never get comfortable. I feel like in the league, you gotta always kind of, make sure confident and just ready. So I just want to stay ready, and whatever minutes I get, I just want to use them as productive as possible.
When you are on the floor, you seem to have a nice combination of being able to jump out and transition, but also spotting up.
Yep.
How is it sort of finding that combination of kind of lingering on the perimeter and being available, or getting to the rim and getting to the paint?
I think it's a learning process. I'm really excited because everybody, I feel like on the coaching staff, my teammates, they all trust my shot. They know I can knock it down. They've seen it. So, sometimes when I roll too much, they be like, just pop. We all believe in your shot. Or maybe I swing an extra and they say my shot was the right shot. So, hearing that is kind of, you go home, then you watch film, you kind of break it down and kind of figure it out. So I think I'm slowly kind of getting there. But I think the main thing is just knowing that everybody back in the locker room has my back and they want me to play my game instead of just coming in and just being that 5-man and just rolling and stuff. So, I'd say I'm getting used to that and figuring it out, and I'm excited.
A lot of your minutes are tied to Jamal's. Obviously, the relationship between a point guard and a big man is really important. What's it been like playing with him?
It's been amazing. He's a dog. He plays so hard. Defensively, he's just I feel like every time he's out there with me, even if I go gamble, he will have my back. He will sometimes if maybe I'm one step behind the screen, he's gonna try to get a offensive foul. So it's just amazing playing with him because he also creates a lot of great shots for me. He drives in. He expects me to pop sometimes, and he finds me there. And I would say he's a great guy. I feel like you can go to talk to him, kind of figure out together where you guys messed up or what you can do better. And I feel like it's so easy when you play with somebody like that who's adaptable, and he's been amazing.
If you didn't know he was a sophomore, would you guess he's as young?
No. Because I feel like at the end of the day, even if you take CNBA, he's a rookie, but you'll never say because he plays so hard. And I feel like the guys who play hard and who care who don't take minutes for granted, I feel like those guys always figure it out, even if they're rookies or 10th year.
The reputation of your game is as a stretch big, but probably the most impressive aspect is your driving.
Yeah.
Was anybody on the team surprised at that aspect of your game when you arrived here?
I don't know, maybe. Really haven't kind of talked about it a lot, but they still want me to shoot a lot more kind of when I get my open shots. But I feel like I'm sometimes a step quicker than a 5 big man. So I just try to drive in and kick it out. But I've been working on it a lot. I feel like my national team, that's where I kind of get to play my game with full confidence and full swagger. And I feel like this 4 years in the league, it's just been showing little sparks. And I think having this opportunity, I'm just trying to kind of figure out my game as well. Just kind of when do I spot up, when do I drive? But it's working out, and hopefully I settle in more and kind of get better feel of when to drive, when to shoot.
How relieved were you guys when you saw Scotty was going to be available for the second half? He looked like he was in a lot of pain.
I didn't know what happened. He's a leader. He's a guy who comes in and plays so hard every day. And just knowing he's out there, especially when you play a guy like Giannis, you need somebody who's gonna never back down from a challenge, and he never backs down from a challenge. He's there, he screams, he flexes, and he just gives you that energy. And a lot of times when you have stars, they kind of focus on themselves, but I feel like he's so focused on the team and getting everybody at the right spot, or kind of giving you a little bit. In the first quarter, he was just shoot the ball. You're a great shooter, shoot the ball. And then I make a 3, and he was super happy. So that kind of gave me a little bit of boost as well. So great guy, and I'm happy nothing's wrong with him.
You mentioned Giannis. You obviously have a great level of familiarity with him in his game. Today was the first opportunity that Colin had to go against him. You saw a bit of a learning curve there. Did you have some advice for him either ahead of time or even afterwards?
Colin is strong, so I feel like he just loves to kind of get physical and kind of, be there and take those hits. But I feel like with Giannis, sometimes you got to pick and choose when to be physical, and I think that's Jamal Shed did a great job in the second half, kind of explaining it to him that sometimes he can just kind of step back and not let him just try to bully him inside. And he did a great job. As I remember, I was a rookie with Milwaukee, and I didn't do that good of a job. So I'm sure the next few games, whenever we play, he's gonna figure out, and he will do even better.
Jakob, just tell us about this back injury that you've been struggling with, and how close are you to feeling 100%?
It's a tough question. I think I'm still a little bit away from feeling 100%, but I'm pretty happy about how today went. I felt pretty good for the most part. There was some couple phases where it stiffened up a little bit, but for the most part I felt good. So hopefully I can continue to manage it and just continue to get better.
Is the minute restriction, and this might be a question for Darko or Alex, but is the minute restriction more about you miss some time and you're coming back, or is it ongoing injury management just to make sure that it doesn't flare up again?
I think it's probably a little bit of both. It was my first game back to see how I feel out there and not overexhaust myself. So yeah, I would guess it's a little bit of both.
Do you feel like it's something that you'll have to keep an eye on and manage, get treatment for a while, or?
I mean, for sure. I'm definitely going to have to do put in a bunch of work behind the scenes. Hopefully, I'll get to a point where it won't affect me in the games, or at least not as much. But yeah, to be honest, I don't have much experience with stuff like that. So I'm still trying to gauge the whole situation and just trying to, like I said, get better every day.
Has it been affecting you a lot outside of the games, in your personal life?
I mean, it depends, yeah. Some days it's better, some days it's worse. I wouldn't say it's a crazy impact on my daily life. It's more in these high physical intensity situations, in a game or in a practice, where it bothers me more. But yeah, it every now and then a little bit. It felt good, honestly. I would notice it a little bit when I was getting tired, but for the most part, it felt really good. I felt like I could keep up the physicality throughout the game. Also helped that I didn't have to go back in at the end. But yeah, just like I said, I think today was a positive experience for me.
You had some nice stretches, not just you, but the team in the first half especially, and IQ was looking very good. Scotty was doing his thing, and you had some nice plays to slip that screen with RJ. Did you kind of look around and go, okay, this is starting to feel like what we were hoping it would look like coming out of training camp?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't want to put too much into one game, but I feel like we've had a pretty good run now throughout these last 3 games or so where we've looked better. We just gotta figure out a way to put it all together. But I feel like we were just a step faster than them tonight. We were a bit more physical. We felt like we were more ready for the game than them. So we gotta be able to bring that even when the team comes out 100%. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge for us, and yeah, hopefully we'll continue to grow.
Both Darko and IQ recently have mentioned that they could really see your absence in the way that IQ has played. In the time that you guys have spent together over the last few years, how much has that chemistry grown between you two, and how much do you feel like you guys are able to kind of feed off each other out there?
I think it's been really good, yeah. We also were in constant communication, during practice, during the games. But what we see out there, I feel like, especially these pick and roll situations, Quick likes to. It's not just a one pick and roll and he's going downhill. He's doing a lot of stop and go, trying to seal his defender, trying to snake and stuff like that. So for all those actions, it's really important that we're on the same page. So I'm trying to read his body language and what he's doing out there to the best of my ability. And obviously, yeah, the more time we get out there together, the more it's gonna just be a fluent process. But yeah, like I said, I think we've done a really good job of working on it and showing that off in the games as well.
So that was probably your most thorough game of the year at both ends of the court?
Well, if if you look at it in the box score, we did both ends of the floor. We did pretty well, kept them to 100 points. They did not have a quarter. They scored more than 30. That was a big emphasis for us going into this game. And on offensive end, I think we did a really good job of moving the ball, especially that first half. I think they made some adjustments in third quarter and the fourth quarter. And I think we adjusted well to that. It got us a little bit off the balance for a second, but we adjusted well after that.
Is that a sign of just a team growing together, that when the other team makes an adjustment, you have a counter to their counter?
Absolutely. I mean, it's something that we are working on, obviously, and when we see that, just being able to recognize it faster and to implement it right away. But overall, I thought that we played a very competitive game, and we did really good job on defensively. I think that Scotty did outstanding job guarding Giannis. As we know, he's a very, very hard matchup. I think he did really good job at minutes that he was playing against him.
Lots of talk over the last few days about IQ's slow start to the season. He was telling us yesterday that he needs to be more aggressive. It certainly looked like he made a concerted effort to do that today, especially in the first quarter.
A lot of conversations from media part,
that's
social media, but in the house we knew what we got in quickly, and there was no worry about him, and he's going to continue getting better. There's no issue there.
What was the difference that you saw in him tonight?
Just playing, making a couple of shots, more focus there to run the team. He did a really good job of running the team, setting teammates up. He did not do much different than other games. He was good on defensive end as well. And just like when he's making shots, everything looks different.
Did look a little bit healthier, a little bit more mobile to you in this game?
Yes, definitely. Yak looked more mobile, more aggressive. He was moving really, really well, and that was great to see. So that's big for us.
Coach, what did you think of the bench production compared to how they played last game that you played against the Bucks? Tonight they came out, seemed to be, and Mamu was playing very well, but also the rest of the guys from the bench.
Yeah, our bench did a great job there coming in and then giving us a punch and continuing to help us. All of our guys are so committed to play hard on defensive end, and when we do that, when we get defensive stops, when we rebound the ball well like we did tonight, we allowed them only 9 offensive rebounds. That really gives us opportunity to get in transition and score, and guys were connected throughout the whole game. We had great huddles and guys talking about the right things, the right focusing on defense primarily, so it was great.
You mentioned Scotty did a good job on Giannis, but it seemed like the connectivity of the rotations around the doubles were better. Is this something you guys have gotten a better handle on over practice or just with more game time?
It's practice for us is gold. When we have opportunity to have a practice and go out there, it's gold. Just our schedule start of the season is we did not have a practice for 10 days. We had because of Blue Jays, and we love Blue Jays. We had our games a little bit earlier, so we did not have any shoot arounds. So we're just coming to the arena, and But this group, we watch a lot of film. We are addressing the right things. Guys are focused. They love each other. They compete for each other. So it was great. I was really impressed with Brandon Ingram tonight. I think defensively he did outstanding job there as well, covering for teammates, playing the right way, making the right decisions on offense, and his teammates, they respect that as well.
When you were watching the first few games where the defense was in a really tough spot, were you cognizant that it just needs to be a step or two this way, a step or two that way to kind of tie it together?
That's always we talked about that. It's always when the season starts, you're learning through games. You're learning what other teams are doing, what's working for our group, what's not working. You cannot have just one plan and stick with that. We are learning on the fly, and our coaching group and our players, we're open to that. We know that we don't have all the answers, and we're not afraid to fail and to learn through that failure and to continue growing. Our focus is just every game to be 1% better, and every day to be 1% better than the day before. So that's our whole focus.
I think Sandro had 7 of 7 rebounds tonight, maybe 4 offensively. Are you seeing him more effective, closer to the rim as he's getting more minutes out there?
Yes, I mean, Sandro is really good rebounder, really good offensive rebounder. We knew that. He's just getting more comfortable with his teammates and getting more consistent playing time. And we still want Sandro to be even more aggressive on offensive end and to shoot the ball even more when he has closeouts. But it was a step in the right direction with him.
Is that a guy with a guy getting used to those consistent minutes? Because he never really had a run with a team where he played every night.
It is. It is. We had a great conversation yesterday, and he's always playing with the worry like when the sub is coming. I told him like, I'm gonna sub you only when you don't play hard. If you miss shots, I don't care. I never subbed in my life a player because missing a shot. It's not about that. There is no player that wants to miss a shot. We just want to be consistent, to play to the standard. If he's playing this hard like he did tonight, he's gonna have minutes on this team always.